Alrighty, class. Happy Monday. Could be morning. Maybe it's midnight plus 1 minute. Maybe it's the afternoon for you. Maybe it's evening. Maybe it's night. Maybe it's not even Monday. But I am recording this lesson as our first of hopefully not too many, but over, the next 3 weeks, just enough lessons to get us through and to the time where we get to be back face to face. So, I am recording from what is going to be our classroom, which is AKA my front porch. Why? Because I love it outside, and as your health and PE teacher, I want to encourage you to go outside every day as much as possible. So, any class recordings will be held out here unless it's too cold or too rainy or too windy. So there's some, times we might be in a different classroom, but generally speaking, this will be our classroom for the next couple weeks. I did want to introduce you guys to two of our students that will be joining us, and I'm going to set up, we need to give these students names, actually 3 new students, so just let me introduce you to them. I'll tell you their names right now is Paul and Paula and Paul, but again, we'll do a competition to where we get to, we get to vote on their names. So, first of all, there is Paul. Hi, Paul. Paul is very happy. Here's Paula. Hi, Paula. Not to gender stratify, but pink, yellow. That's what we're going with. Okay, and then our other new student right now is busy making a TikTok video. So that is Paul. Paul, he lost his skin in a tragic accident, but he's really is the life of the party. Look at him. Yeah, doing his TikTok video. So, Paul, Paula, and Paul. Obviously, Paul and Paula are twins, but not identical because they're male and female. Anyway, I'd like you to welcome them to the classroom. Also, before we get started on our first health enrichment lesson, I wanted to go over our classroom expectations because, in this classroom, they'll be a little bit different than in our normally enclosed classroom. So first of all, I want to let you guys know that you are welcome to pick any seat that you want in our classroom. You can sit anywhere you want. On top of that, you can also use the restroom whenever you have to. You do not have to ask permission. You can just go. Just FYI, don't ever tell me that you took your social media, aka me, Paul, and Paula, to the bathroom with you. We'll just keep that a secret. Pretend like no one ever takes their phone into the bathroom. Okay, third expectation. If you have a question or a comment, just shout it out anytime, as loud as you can, as loud as you want to. Don't raise your hand. Just be like, Miss Van Hooley! Just shout it out, right? Just whatever you want to do, that's the expectation. Remember, shout it loud, because I don't know how far away we are from each other. So if you want me to hear that question, you got to scream at the top of your lungs. Feel free to move around the classroom as much as you want. Sharpen your pencil whenever you want to. Write on your desks. I'm okay with it. Actually, no. I am just kidding about that one. Do not write on your parents' furniture or walls or anything like that. What else? I think that's it. I would say we should still maintain the no swearing in our classroom. It's probably a good one. Also, in case you're wondering, our incentives are still alive. Still got the Jolly Ranchers. As a matter of fact, the twins, Paul and Paula, they're doing a great job right now. How about you? Oh, Paul's doing a great job too right now. What about me? Oh, it's a blue one. Everyone's favorite. I don't trade though. No, I don't trade Paul and Paula and Paul. So, but we're keeping the incentives alive. We're trying to be as consistent as possible in our classroom. Anyway, on to today's lesson. So, that's really good. That's going to distract me from being able to talk. Excuse me. One moment. Let me not be too disgusting. But I don't want to be wasteful. So we'll just set that right here for later. Anyway, so today's lesson, we are going to be continuing on our emotional health. You can see here, like you, I am working from a computer. No paper. So first thing you need to know is that in our Google Classroom, where is my mouse? There is a part called, there is our class Google Drive, okay? Let me make sure that's called it. Class Drive folder, that's what it's called, Class Drive folder. In the Class Drive folder, you will find that emotional health workbook. Remember that stapled together book with all the smiley faces on the front? That's what I'm talking about. That is uploaded. Now you all have your own workbook, which you don't have to turn in to me at the end of every hour. So we're going to start there today. And so open that bad boy up or scroll to page 6, bottom of page 6. That is the start of section 2 where it says emotional intelligence, understanding your emotions. What's about to happen for the next couple minutes on this video is I'm going to be reading through section 2 all the way. Some of the classes, I've already read through that with you. My later classes, we were a little bit behind where I was with, like, my second and third hour was ahead by about a day of my 6th and 7th hour. So I've kind of cut half of a worksheet out that 6th and 7th hour won't be responsible for doing. Second and third hour, we're backing up. You're going to hear a little bit of the reading a second time. But then the assignment that we're going to do, the enrichment assignment, which I think that you'll like, yes, Paul? Yeah, I said you could go to the bathroom wherever you want. Go ahead, go to the bathroom. Paul, even though he's a skeleton, that guy's got to pee a lot. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, you would think that Paula and Paula, being sponges, would have more of a bathroom issue, but, you know, to each their own. Anyway, back to the workbook. So I'm going to read through section 2 today. Follow along. The worksheet that we're doing is more of an activity than a worksheet, but each item that you're going to fill out on the activity sheet is worth 5 points, okay? Just so you know what you're in, what it's worth. And, well, we'll talk about that when we get to it. So anyway, first reading, then I'll discuss the worksheet. I'll give an example, and we'll go on. All right? Okay, so section 2, understanding and identifying and understanding. Understanding and naming your emotions is the critical step in developing feelings of confidence, power, and self-control. The ability to recognize and make sense of not just your own emotions, but also those of others is called, anyone know? Anyone? Yes, Paula. That's right. If you didn't hear, she said emotional awareness. Remember, that's one of our vocabulary words. I'll say that again. The ability to recognize and make sense, not just of your emotions, but those of others is called emotional awareness. Great job, Paula. She rocks. She's a rock star. Even though she's new today, rock star. Many people believe certain feelings are good, while other feelings are bad. Some may define feelings like anger, distrust, or sadness as bad, whereas feelings like happiness, pleasure, and security are believed to be good. This common misunderstanding about emotions, whoopsie, too far. This is a common misunderstanding about emotions. Feelings and emotions are neither good nor bad. They just are. I know that's a hard concept, but they just are, okay? Your feelings and emotions are always correct and valid. It is the actions we take when we are having strong emotions that are good or bad. So let me just pause there for a minute. So if you're feeling angry, it's okay. If you're feeling irate, it's okay. If you're feeling happy, it's okay. If you're feeling sadness, that's okay. It's just what you do with that. So if you're feeling angry and you punch Paul because he keeps, what is that? I forget. Yeah, he keeps doing that in your class. Not appropriate, right? It's going to get you fired. So it's the actions that we take that can be good or bad. Good or bad decisions, good or bad actions. Strong feelings and emotions can make it hard to make good choices, though. The reality about emotions is they are assigned to us that we're either safe or unsafe. Remember, we talked about that. Negative feelings, so bad feelings, are indicating we are somehow unsafe or have a need that is not being met. Positive feelings are indicating we are safe or that our needs are being met. And then you'll notice, so we're going to scroll through this real quick. There's a bunch of feeling words, 2 pages worth. Okay, so you can have lots of feelings, lots of ways to describe them. Okay, so here's an example. When we are experiencing strong emotions, especially difficult or negative, It is critical to identify why we are feeling that emotion. Consider this example. You are at Coney Island with your family. Your younger brother accidentally spills his water, and your mom becomes crazy angry, yelling and even slapping your brother. Okay, I'm not talking child abuse slapping, but like a slap on the hand or something, okay? All this over a water spill. Until dinner comes, no one speaks, even mom. It's awkward, because no one wants to get yelled at. After mom eats her 2 Coney dogs and chili cheese fries, she begins to chat with a large smile on her face. This is a relief but confusing. Why is she suddenly happy? And why was she so angry over spilled water? In this example, mom's anger is triggered by a deeper unmet need. Does anyone know? Anyone? I'll answer that. She's hangry, right? Who's been hangry? I get hangry. My third hour will tell you I'm always rushing them down to lunch because I'm hungry. I'm like, let's go, I'm hungry. Anyway, so her unmet need was that she was hungry. Understanding that someone can get angry and aggressive when hungry can have several empowering consequences, including meal planning to avoid hunger, self-awareness, right? That's knowing about your own emotions, feelings, and state of being. So self-awareness to avoid angry outbursts, and greater patience and understanding from those who are not angered by being hungry. I don't know who those people are, though. Dealing with your own difficult emotions, and this loops into the activity we're going to do today. When experiencing difficult or strong emotions, it can seem almost impossible to make good choices. For young adults, it can look like fighting when angry or engaging in sexual activity when feeling in love with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Sorry, I wanted to go like this. In love. My computer was falling. When emotions are strong, it is nearly impossible to make the right choice. However, through education, practice, self-awareness, and planning, emotions can become a tool. Instead of controlling you, you control them. Self-awareness. Who knows that one? Yes. Boom, that's right. Jolly Rancher for you. Self-awareness means having a conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. Good job, whoever answered that. The first step in taking control of emotions is naming that emotion and then writing, when possible, writing that emotion on paper. So this would look like on paper, I feel alarmed. The second step is finding out why you feel this emotion. So we're going to go with the hungry. I feel hungry. Remember, emotions are an indicator of feeling safe or unsafe. So on paper, this would look like I feel hungry, or no, I feel angry because I am hungry. I put a different example in the book, but it's not a good example. I freely admit that. The third step is choosing what action to take. So if you're hangry, you have to choose your action. You can either like be mean to your family, or you can say, okay, I'm just going to try and be quiet until food comes. That's what I always have to do. I get hangry, so I have to just shut my mouth until I eat so that I'm not mean to people. All right. At times, emotions are so strong and difficult, it's impossible to name, understand, or decide what to do. In these moments, a primal response called the fight or flight is occurring. Remember, we talked about that when we were talking about the adverse childhood experiences. So when you're in flight or fight, it's hard to make good decisions. This response will only last 10 minutes. This is the good news. But in order to make purposeful, controlled responses, coping techniques need to be learned. Coping techniques can include physical activity. So if you're angry or like sad or any, you could go for a walk or a run. What else? And planning what will be your next action. So you could go for a walk, you could do journaling, you could do deep breathing. Pre-planning can also be in the form of planned avoidance of situations. So if you know something makes you angry, or you know someone, I know some of you in the class know like there's some people I can't be around, and so you will like choose not to sit by them or ask a teacher not to seat you by them. That's very smart and intelligent. It's a good choice. It's pre-planning, right? Trying to avoid a situation that can trigger strong emotions. For teens and young adults, this can mean not getting into situations where peer pressure will be high. The final steps to success will be practicing your response to a situation. This can be in the form of written plans or modeled out in scenarios. So you can do like role playing. All right, dealing with others when emotions are strong. So when you're having strong emotion, how do you deal with others? Especially if they're doing things that make you feel that like strong emotion. We're almost done with this section. You're doing good. Hang in there. Often when strong, difficult emotions are present, this is due to interactions with others, friends, family, or teachers. Learning to interact in a positive way, that means get along, to get your needs met is a vital skill. One that can be developed with practice. When seeking to get needs met, it is critical to learn to be assertive. Who remembers what assertive is? Who? Ooh, this one was a hard one. I'll give you a second. I'm giving out 3 Jolly Ranchers this time. Who knows? Who knows? Yes, you know? Tell me. What does it mean to be assertive? It's right there. Yes. Okay, answer it. Oh, what? I can't hear. I'm going to say it for you. Assertiveness is characterized by bold or confident statements or actions. That's right. Assertiveness is like getting what you need, right? Okay, so practicing I feel statements is the proven method to being assertive and getting your emotional needs met. I feel statements follow this simple pattern. It's written right there in your text, okay? I feel. So you start off with I feel, and then you write your feeling words. So we're going to stay with the hungry thing. Oh, no, we're going to say, remember we were talking about pushing? We're going to do the pushing thing. I feel angry. Okay, so that's the emotion I'm feeling. I feel angry. Next thing, when you. So then you write the action that somebody did to you. So I feel angry when you push me. And then you state what it is you need. So could you please? And then you fill in the blank. So could you please stop touching me? Stop pushing me on the steps. Stop talking right in my face. Okay, whatever it is, okay? So I feel blank when you state what they're doing. So could you please state what you need to happen? Okay? Part of emotional awareness is learning to help others get their needs met. If you cause their strong, difficult emotion, it may be helpful to have them state an I feel statement to you. However, if you are not the cause of their feelings, another tool called active listening can be helpful. The act of mindfully hearing and attempting to comprehend the meaning of words spoken by another in conversation or speech is called active listening. Developing active listening skills at an early age will help you deal with your and others' strong or difficult emotions. An added benefit will come as you enter the workforce, as employers place strong value on emotionally intelligent workers. Okay, so that last part about active listening. So we're done with our reading, done with that section. That part about active listening, we will loop back to on Wednesday when I post the second assignment for this week. But for today, we're going to work on I feel statements. So if you go back to the classroom assignment, you're going to find in there a worksheet that I'm going to have you fill out. And it's just a bunch of the I feel statements. I feel. So I've given you each one as a scenario. One of the scenarios is like somebody pushed you. One of the scenarios is somebody's talking about you behind your back. One of the scenarios is like somebody, they told the whole class that you like so-and-so. So I'm trying to come up with real scenarios that you will experience because we are practicing. Remember it said practicing how you will react is one way to learning to make good choices when you have strong feelings, okay? So the skill that you're practicing is using I feel statements, okay? So I feel statements is a way of being assertive. Remember, assertive means boldly and confidently getting your needs met. So you will see on that paper that I have, it is I feel, and you'll put, when you're going to pretend somebody pushed you in the hallway, I feel angry when you pushed me in the hallway, bumped me on the steps. So could you please? And then you write in there what you need to happen. Okay, so you just go through that worksheet. It is best the idea of that worksheet is we would have been in class and we would have worked with a partner and we would have talked those out, write them out and then talk them out. So I know in each of our own individual classrooms with our own seats that we've picked wherever it is in the world that we're at this moment, you may not necessarily have somebody that you can practice those on. But if you do, or get a Paul, and Paula to practice on. Get a little brother or sister, a cousin. That is ideal. If not, then just go through them in your head. Fill those out. Like I said, each response is worth 5 points. There is one extra credit, which is worth 5. That is, you write your own little scenario. It could be something like that you have to deal with frequently. So maybe it's like you have a sibling that you have to share your bedroom with, and they're messy and you're clean. And so you're gonna write. You're gonna say, "I'm writing an I feel statement about my messy sister," and so you would, and you could actually then maybe use this to have a conversation with your sister or brother and say, "I feel anxious when you don't clean your part of the room. So could you please?" So bonus 5 points for anyone that writes their own situation and writes their own practice I feel statement about your own real situation. You don't have to do that though, but I'm offering it out there. Okay, and then you'll just turn that in, and I'll give you some feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and maybe that's a question the whole class has, and I'll share it out to them. I think that's all I got. So it's weird not seeing you. I really miss you guys. I know it's Sunday still of like just the beginning of this extended break, but I keep thinking about you all. I hope that everything is going well for you, and that this time off will turn out to be fun and valuable. So until Wednesday, have a great day. Like I said, if you need any help or you got any questions, just shoot me an email.